us from. However, I want to wish you all well. Thank you for joining us today. It's gonna be an amazing section today. We have my wonderful co-host, uh, Miss Anne. Hello, Miss Anne. It's good to have you again on the show. And today we are having someone I call Mama. I call her Mama because I'm learning from her. I've always want to. Yes, I love to learn from her. And she is a wonderful person. I don't know, but just permit me to call you a senior instructional designer, Miss Aderonke. Thank you for joining us on the show. You are a busy person, but thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right. So if you are joining us here on the show, please would like you to say hi and oh, someone is here already. She says Happy New Month. Miss Deborah, Happy New Month to you and Happy Easter. If you are joining us and you can hear us, please don't forget to say hi to us on the show. Now, before we get started, we usually have to read the bio of our guest, so that you get to know her more. Yeah. Before we start, that's what we do. So I'm gonna hand over to Miss Anne so that she can do that. Thank you very much. Oh, okay.
Thank you so much, Nana, for the introduction. I greatly appreciate. And I'm also excited joining you from Nairobi, Kenya, to be here on this expert exchange. And the way Nana has mentioned, oh my God, our guest today, you don't want to miss it all. So without wasting much time, I'll go directly to read her bio. And from this bio, just pay keen attention. It's containing a lot about her. So this name, I tell you, it's so difficult for me to pronounce, but I'm going to try my best. So, Aderonke Ayade is a senior that, okay? Senior instructional designer with over 6 years. She has a background in psychology, mass communication, and education, and has since blended all this and worked in these three industries. You can imagine. Her expertise in EdTech spans instructional design, e-learning development, curriculum development, and animation design. She has also created learning experiences for diverse organizations and industries, training over 300 professionals in instructional design and e-learning development. She's currently a senior level her expert instructional designer in Philips Consulting and collaborates with organizations to deliver learning solutions. And also, she's the founder of Edu Junction, an EdTech community to foster learning, growth, and collaboration among EdTech professionals. So you can tell from her bio, she's not just she's not just under one thing, containing a lot. And today we're going to hear from her, her expertise, her experience, and how she managed all this. So to my host, Nana, you can take us through the first question. Thank you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Nana. I can't hear you.
Okay. Sorry, but you can hear me now, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Very much, Miss Anne, for that. I I would want to use the word that Miss Adorinke is well loaded. She is
Mm.
someone that you would want to hear from. She wants to hear from. And before we go right these questions we have for her, I would like her to just speak. Is there something that we need to know aside the fact that we've just read your bio and those things there? We could want you to tell us something that it's not in the bio. Tell us something that's not in the bio, ma'am.
Hi, Lina. How are you, Annie? It's so good to be here. So good to be connecting with you all and everybody who has joined today's session, right? So I think she has said it all. It's everything there in my bio. Except if I just want to tell you my hobbies, and I think it's something you already know. I enjoy facilitating a lot. I enjoy speaking with people. I enjoy transferring knowledge a lot. So that's part of me. I enjoy designing as well because I'm a graphic designer too. I'm not sure that's in my bio, so I think that's something that she didn't say that you might want to know or might interest you to know.
Wow,
Yeah,
this is
I'm tempted to go a little bit deeper. Can I?
she wears
Yes.
many
What did you say?
hats. That's it. She says she wants to go
Sorry?
deeper to act to say something.
Oh
However,
yeah, free
Yeah,
free. I mean, you have 1 hour
of
she wears
to
course,
many
speak with me
want
caps.
and
you
ask
to
me any
know maybe
questions.
apart from the professionalism that we know about you, tell us about the other side of life, maybe motherhood. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's not something to be proud of, but I think like more than, let's say, 60% of my life is centered around work because I work a lot. I'm here, I'm there,
Oh,
so everything is just centers around work. So if it's not work, what am I doing? Um, Honestly, it is work. If it's not work, I'm probably speaking with somebody to transfer knowledge. Honestly, and let me say, seeing a movie. There's one
oh,
other thing, but I do not want to say. I do not want to say that, so I'll just say seeing a movie, right? So if
no
I'm not
problem.
working, and most times when I am even
Seeing a
seeing the movie,
movie.
I actually have something to do. I'm just not doing it. So I always have so many things to do. Trust me.
You're lucky, so unique, I must admit.
Yeah. So
So
you
unique.
might you might want to say that, yeah, I'm boring.
I'm finding it also interesting. Very, very
Yeah,
unique.
I do
Mm,
a lot by the side. I
No,
am
no, no.
engaged. I'm just so engaged. I am involved in so many things. Trust me, so many things. So, and sometimes it's not even like, oh, I tracked myself into it. It's people who want me to be a part of all of that. So that's why I'm always very busy, and I barely have time to do those light things or fun things, fun activities, so.
mm. Thank you so much. Thank you so much
It's
for that.
good to hear that.
Mm.
Maybe permit us to call you a workaholic.
I am. Don't worry, I am. I know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's quickly move over to persons joining us on the show. Princess is saying hi. Thank you all for joining. Remember, oh, Joseph is here. He says hi. And remember, if you have any questions you want to know about instructional design and all of that, it is the time. This is the time to ask your question and know that Miss Aderike would answer. All right, let's go over to the very first question. It says, I like to profile, LinkedIn profile a lot. And something caught my attention one of the days when I had read that there's this psychology written, in the your LinkedIn profile. Did you actually study psychology at the university, and how did that shape, your journey today? You probably tell us the story.
Yeah, that's why it's on my profile. Actually, I have a degree in psychology from University of Lagos. And of course, that has shaped my career as an instructional designer. Sense that you see, instructional design borrowed principles from different fields, and psychology is one of them, whereby you get to understand your learners better. I mean, in the education context, you understand your learners better, their behaviors. You can tell, okay, which type of content really better engage with, which might most likely be a cognitive load. Psychology, that's the behavioral sciences, the cognitive sciences, how humans take actions, how they make decisions. So having a knowledge of psychology has really helped and contributed to how I design more effective and engaging learning experience. Such that whatever I'm designing speaks to the particular audience the content is for, or that particular course is for, or learning design is for. I can predict which one they will most likely resonate with or engage with, and which one um might probably not be able to pass across that message to that particular audience. So psychology is about studying human behavior and the mental processes responsible for those behaviors. So as one who has a degree or an understanding of psychology, I'm able to apply that knowledge in designing learning experiences such that I understand.
Hi, Nana.
Yeah, I can hear you. Probably I
I
think
think we
it's
have
her
lost our
connection.
guest.
Yes, probably her connection or something. Someone says
Yes, and also
we
from our
your
chats,
voices
I
are
can
echoing.
see, yeah,
Please,
voice are
voices are
echoing.
echoing.
Hmm.
Okay.
Can you please check
She.
on that?
Yes, I'm going to do that.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so did you get that?
Yes, we did. We did. We
Okay,
got
great.
that. All right. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. It's really insightful, and I want to say that it actually makes so much sense now. You know how your foundation fits into what you do today. Especially
Mm-hmm.
the part, yes, especially the part that you talked about, designing learning experiences. And I know that this is how when it's done, it's not done as such that you don't connect with people. Obviously, you'd have to, connect with people. So that background has helped you, and I can see that. And maybe I should think of doing psychology too, so that it will help me. You know, I know.
Psychology is actually a
I'm
very it's a very interesting field. Actually, it's a very interesting discipline, and it has different branches. Educational psychology is one of them. Cognitive psychology, developmental. There are many of them. So psychology is a very interesting one. And there's one misconception. People say when you have knowledge of psychology, or you understand psychology, you can read people's mind. That's wrong. It is the fact that you understand people's behavior, right? And the mental processes that are responsible for these behaviors. It's not that you can read people's mind. No, we are not magicians. So I think it's good to correct that.
the impression that people have.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that. All right. Okay. Let's move over to the second question. You know, um, this is where everybody wants to. The reason why some persons are here is because of this question, and just permit me to ask. You're currently an instructional designer. For those who may not be familiar with the role, what exactly does an instructional designer do? you know and can you walk us through how and when you made that transition into the field?
Um, um, First of all, instructional designers, we wear many hats. Yeah, you agree with me. I think you already started your journey as an instructional designer. So I'll explain it in a simpler term. So instructional designers actually develop, design, and deliver learning experiences, as well as evaluate these learning experiences as well. So let me just give us a scenario. There is somebody that is on level one in a particular skill, and the desired level is, let's say, level 5 or level 10, right? So we want to help that individual move from point A to point B, or level 1 to level 10, So there's a series of activities that will help you get to that level, or help that learner get to that particular level. So this is where the instructional designer comes in. They will need to design those series of activities that will help you close a knowledge gap, or help an individual move from point A to point B, right? And one of those activities is to analyze the learners, or the learner, understand how best that person learns, what is their pace like, what's the learning style they prefer, and also you want to plan, okay, having identified the problem, identified the knowledge gap, you want to plan, okay, what delivery method is best for this person. Remember, I'm talking about the activities that will help you. The instructional designer is the one who designs all those activities that will help move that learner from point A to point B, So one of those activities is the analysis. You do the analysis and also plan, right? We already identified the problem. So what modality is best? What delivery method is best? Should we use in person? Should we use the online approach? We even use video based, and of course, instructional designers also work with subject matter experts. So when people say, "Oh, I design learning experiences," people assume that, "Oh, you know it all." When we want to train somebody on chemistry to be able to design learning experiences, or design learning experience, when we want to train someone on, let's say, communication, no, instructional designers do not know it, or they work with experts that know it. And this is where the learning experience design comes in, because the subject matter experts will just simply give you the information you need, or the content you need, but you as instructional designer now refines it. So instructional designers transform complex info into format or content that can be easily understood, retained, and applied when necessary. Yeah, so if my subject matter expert tells me, "Oh, communication is transfer of a message from the sender to receiver," an instructional designer can simply say, "Okay, we'll have the sender here, we'll have the receiver here, and then we can just have an animation in between with the message." That way, someone can easily understand, someone can have it retained, and when that information is needed, can be easily retrieved and applied when necessary. So, in some, instructional designers just transform complex information into content or formats that can be easily understood, retained, and applied when necessary, right? They identify the knowledge gap and design activities to help you close that knowledge gap. And of course, they measure and evaluate the learning outcome or the learning experience at the end of the day, to be sure that this is exactly what we want, So having designed those activities, for instance, to get that person to level 10, if at the end of the day what we have is not what we want, we need to re-strategize and redefine, So instructional designers just help to ensure that learning takes place by transforming information into content or format that can be easily understood, retained, and applied when necessary. So I hope those that are new to instructional design, they have an understanding of what instructional designers do. Yeah, in some.
I'm sure they just heard all that you have said. I love how you broke that down so clearly. A lot of people hear instructional designer or instructional design, and they don't fully, grasp the impact of the role, you know. But you have made it very relatable, and I want to say thank you for that.
Yeah.
Someone has a question for you. The person
Okay.
says, what foundational knowledge do I need before embarking on the course? What foundational knowledge do I need before embarking on the course?
Okay, so one of the mistakes people make when they want to transition into instructional design is omitting the foundational knowledge, right? So I like that question, because most times some people just want to go ahead to start using the tools, forgetting why those tools are even used in the first place, when to apply those tools. So as an instructional designer, or someone as an aspiring instructional designer, someone who wants to become an instructional designer, the foundational knowledge is very important. You want to understand what instructional design is actually, what instructional designers do, and the principles of instructional design. You want to understand those guidelines that of instructional designers even take certain actions, make certain decisions, and then that way you can now proceed to maybe understanding the learning theories, the models, and the likes. But for a start, you want to really understand what instructional design is all about and the principles of instructional design. All of this lay the foundation for your career or becoming an instructional designer. You want to understand those guidelines that shaping decision making or the actions of instructional designer when you're starting a method or learning theory, or model. You're not just doing it or using it because that is what you like, that's what you're convenient using or comfortable using. It is because of a certain principle. For instance, learner centered approach. You are using it because this is what works for your audience or your learners.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for that.
You're
And
welcome.
I'm sure that the question has been answered, Miss Ruth. And she equally said, so an instructional designer simplifies concept. Exactly. Exactly. That's right. Okay, over to you, Miss Anne. Um,
Thank you so much, our amazing guest, for that profound knowledge. I'm that one person who has zero knowledge when it comes to instructional designing, and I can say I'm really learning a lot. The way Ruth John has simplified it and saying that it is simplifying the complex concepts, yeah, so that it can be easier for someone else to understand and to be able to use them. So over to our next question. We are now not just an instructional designer, but you're an expert instructional designer. And as you know, everybody have a journey from where we have started from and where we are. So maybe you can take us through your journey. How has it been for you from rising from to just being this, normal instructional designer to expert in instructing?
Yeah, so first of all, I will say that I've not even reached my peak yet, so I'm still on the journey in the sense that I'm still growing. It's not it's just beginning for me. Let me just state that. So yeah, I am one person that I apply grit in everything I'm doing. So when I'm doing something, I do like my life depends on it. Yeah, I have bosses who tell me, I don't care, she adds emotions to whatever she's doing. So I started out as an instructor, and to be very honest, I have worked in different fields. If you read my profile, you see mass comm there. So I've worked in the broadcast station before. In short, I've worked in sales before as well. BD, I think I said officially my career as a BD, that's business development executive. So I've worked in different fields. So my journey in instructional design started off as one whereby I seized the opportunity and added grit to it. So I'll say I'm an accidental instructional designer. I didn't wake up one day and say, "Oh, I want to become an instructional designer." It's accidental. I don't know if you know that book, Accidental Instructional Designer. So I was working in an organization, and then someone just recommended that they don't care for an opportunity. So there was an opportunity to sponsor me. To study instructional design, and yeah, I had those skills they needed. They specifically said, oh, someone who has a background in psychology and design. In the university, I was working as a graphic designer, so I had knowledge in design. I had design skills, and specifically wanted someone with a background in psychology. So I was a perfect fit. So my boss, at that time, recommended me for that opportunity. So I grabbed it, and like I said, I hadn't grit to it. Anything I find myself doing, I do it like if I don't do it, something bad will happen. So I was serious about it. I was showing all the things I was doing. I was practicing every time. I mean, um, so though including the instructors, the sponsors, they were so impressed, and I didn't stop there. I decided to continue to apply the skills. I got an opportunity to um, become an instructional designer in the firm. I took it up, and then here we are today. So I'll just say it's one of great meeting opportunity. So I got an opportunity, and I didn't just throw it away. I thought to add grits. Yeah, I was giving it my all. Just me. So, and here we are today. So, like you said, it's a journey. No one starts as an expert. You start as a beginner, and then we practice with resilience. I'm here today, and like I said, I'm still great. Yeah. So
I really love that. And you remind me of my coach. She always says, only prepared minds deserve an opportunity. And you see, by the
trust
time this
me.
opportunity is offered to you, you are ready. At least you, not at least, but you had the skills, in psychology in any area. And that's why when you're given the opportunity, bam, you grab it and you're good to go. So we don't call it luck, we call it preparation. You had prepared long
Yeah.
before.
So
Yes,
people
love
sometimes
that.
call it luck or assume that it's luck. It's not luck. The opportunity just met. So who was actually just prepared for it? Like it can happen anytime. So I always say, you don't start looking for people when it is time, or it is when you need them. Have those people already in your corner, such that when it is
Mm,
time for you to need them, or when you need something they have, you can easily get it. It's not at that point then you start looking for someone that will help you ace an interview. You already have them in your corner, right? So I'm going for this
exactly.
interview. I need it to, because the time you're using to now want to prepare, I mean, it just
Mm,
makes you waste more time that you have used to do other things. So preparation is very important. Prepare yourself, like the blessing can
mm,
come today
exactly.
or in the next minute.
Depends on
Yeah.
you. You don't know what tomorrow has. And
Mhm.
this is when you're speaking, I just see this powerful woman, and I know it's not me who's struggling. Allow me ask on behalf of others. I'm one person who really struggling with like showing up every day, and the fact that you're mentioning this grit. How do you balance? And especially, I know that not every day is a good day. Sometimes you wake up with the motivation, energy. Sometimes you wake up and things are not just moving. How do you balance this and be able to show up despite the fact that you don't feel like how
Well,
how
there's
do
something they say, eyes on the prize, right? Eyes on the prize. And I jokingly tell my colleagues that um sometimes I'm very tired, but when I remember the amount I collect at the end of the month, so it gives me more power, it gives me more energy. So, like I said, eyes on the prize. You should have something motivating you, right? So when you're tired, when you feel like you're not in the mood, you have
Mm,
something to think of, you have something to encourage you. The motivation might not be there every time, right? But
sure.
when you remember, this is my goal, I already said by this time next year or in next 5 years I want to be here. So all of that will give you that strength you need at that point. And I always say something. Sometimes I lose my physical strength. The physical strength is no
Yeah,
longer there. I just use the mental strength, right? The mental strength is what keeps me going, because I am extremely tired. I am so tired. I have friends that all the voice I send to them is, man, I'm stressed, I'm stressed, I'm stressed. And what keeps me going is the mental strength. What keeps me going is the what's it called, is the price, is that goal, that long-term goal that I really want. So you think about it that, if I give up today, I mean, that's the end, that thing I want, I can't achieve it. So it's when you try that you can achieve, that there are chances for you. But when you don't try at all, yes, there's no hope. There's no hope for you. So it's like the price is the goal most times that keeps me going, not even that present moment. And I think I have a personality whereby the motivation is more of internal.
mm,
I think it's my person, and again, it's part of me.
I
It's
tell you,
something.
it's
It's not
really
something it's right from time. Like I said, I put in my all in anything I'm doing.
I love that. Working
So
with
I
the end
think
in mind already.
I just say eyes on the prize, and focus
Mm,
on the goal. Remember the goal, remember the reward, right? And then that
Eyes,
will give you that motivation to
eyes
want to
on the
move.
prize.
yes, eyes on the prey, just like
On
an
the prize.
eagle.
Yes. I can't
You
forget that.
don't lose focus. Exactly. Our one of us is agreeing. Ruth John is saying exactly 100%. I'm sure she's agreeing with the fact about eyes on the prey. Don't lose focus, despite the fact things are messy. But this is what you're focusing on, and the goal is this one. Yeah. So next to our next question, our guest is not just an instructional designer, but you are also a facilitator at School Linker, and I'm glad because my host Nena has also been at School Linker, EdTech company, training people to become instructional designer. So what has that experience been like for you?
Well, I do not facilitate in just schooling alone. I facilitate in
Hmm.
several other institutions as well, like
Hmm.
SETA, organization, Philips Consulting as well, So facilitating is something I enjoy doing. I enjoy sharing my knowledge. I enjoy supporting or mentoring aspiring instructional designers, just impacting lives, so it's something I enjoy doing. So far I'll say it's been fulfilling to see people grow, to see people become who they want to become by through you or by sharing your knowledge with them, So I'll say it's been fulfilling so far. It's been interesting, it's been amazing, and I'm glad that we're not just doing it, I'm not just facilitating, but you can see that the people you are training are I mean, they're excelling in the field as well. So I'll just say, I'll use the word fulfilling. It's been fulfilling so far.
Exactly. And the best success you can ever have in this world is seeing other people succeed because of you impacting their lives. Yeah.
Yeah, impact
So
is impact. Yeah.
sure, sure, sure. So over to you, Nana. You can take us through our next question.
Thank you very much, Ma, for um, sharing that with us. I won't word that you used about grit. You adding grit, and I have been hearing that word for a while now, and I think I've just written it down so that I get to always use the word, you know, in everything. And like, I mean, when I'm talking, I'm telling people that I'm using it's about grit for me, honestly, that courage, the strength to keep going, despite everything. And then the eyes on the prize. I don't know if anyone heard that, but that one too got me. So thank you very much for sharing that with us. I would still say this. If you have any questions for Ms. Aderonke, this is the time to ask your questions. All right, over to the next question. I personally, and I know that maybe some other persons who have been following you, they've noticed that you often repost content from Edu Junction. Can you tell us more about Edu Junction? What they do? Also you should also throw more light on scholarship opportunities available to by Edu Junction.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Edu Junction is an EdTech community, right? It's a community of EdTech professionals, and our motto is learn, collaborate, and grow, right? So it's one platform that we have to help EdTech professionals grow. We organize webinars where we invite industry experts to share their knowledge on certain topics that are valuable to the community, and also it's just one community whereby EdTech professionals can easily collaborate, right? You want someone to jump on a project with you, you don't have to start struggling looking for somebody, just straight out on the platform. You already have somebody willing to work on the project with you. And of course, a platform or a community to help EdTech professionals grow, right? We pair those that are just starting out with those who already have experience in EdTech, already in the field of EdTech. We pair them together so they can help them or hold their hands to become amazing EdTech professionals. That's the mentorship program. And also want to support people as well to become EdTech professional, whatever to to transition into sponsoring them. That's the scholarship program where you pay for their tuitions to earn certifications in whatever field you want. I think this one we're doing now is the instructional design and e-learning development. And it's something we started last year, actually. And I think it was two people we sponsored last year. And however, we had to increase it. And of course, next year we'll keep increasing because the beneficiaries of the last year's scholarship actually are doing amazingly well. So it was like a motivation for us to keep this going and continue to impact lives and support people in the industry or those that want to start out as EdTech professionals. So yeah, in summary, it's a community for EdTech professionals where we can all together grow, collaborate, and learn.
Interesting. Interesting. Especially
Absolutely, absolutely. On LinkedIn, yeah.
yeah.
And our website is in progress. We'll be launching it soon. I think this month.
Oh, okay. I'm sure they've heard that. It's quite interesting, to hear, especially the part about opportunities and, scholarships. A lot of people are looking for accessible ways to, get started. I'm very sure of that. I know someone who is on this life right now, that have always thought about, uh, starting up doing instructional design and all of that. And I'm sure she's listening actually. So this is really a valuable information for her and for any other person trying to break into the instructional design, learning on all of those. Thank you very much for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
All right. The next question
You're
says,
welcome.
the next question is, from your perspective, I want to know, how important is EdTech today, whether for online teachers, whoever that's there, even those in the traditional classroom, uh, maybe a lawyer, a doctor, how important is EdTech today?
Okay, so
Okay,
I'll
so
say
I'll say
I don't know, I'm echoing. Yeah, so I'll say EdTech is revolutionizing education in the sense that with EdTech, I mean, a lot of limitations have been taken out in the sense that people can now access education from wherever. They can access learning resources from wherever. And before, probably if you're able to train like tens of people or 10 people or hundreds of people, you can now train thousands of people because learning is now flexible with mobile learning, with the increase of the use of mobile devices, even the improvements in the internet infrastructure. You see how people can learn from anywhere. Learning is now flexible. It's at your own pace. You don't need to wait for aid before you can learn, right? So EdTech is growing. Yeah, trust me. So as an educator, if you're not leveraging technology, you're probably missing out on a lot of things. When the data age, right, and tech, we've now infused tech into almost every aspect of our life, and we see the advantage of tech. We can now leverage the use of several tools to be able to deliver training, and whatever profession you are or whatever field you are now, you can easily get certification. You can easily learn one or two things without having to stress yourself like you would do in the past, or without having to even spend so much that is attached to the traditional modality or education that is just confined within the classroom. You can see that busy professionals can now even learn on the go with mobile learning that is possible through EdTech or with EdTech. You have EdTech institutions, we have different digital learning solutions coming in, we have learning platforms coming in. People can easily access learning materials just wherever they are right now. So EdTech is really there's a shift in EdTech. Yeah, it might not just be at the same pace all over the world, but I know that as Africans or in Africa, yeah, EdTech is growing, and it has a lot of advantage in the education industry, whereby people can easily access learning materials. Learning is flexible. Learning is possible at any time and anywhere. So just to encourage educators leverage technology, and if you're not already doing that, you're missing, because you achieve times two of what you used to um, achieve. So there's a shift, and we're glad that we're making progress. And the progress of EdTech, of course, is tied to so many things. But as long as we all continue to every aspect that contributes to the growth of EdTech is improving, or their growth in that aspect will definitely be growth in EdTech as well. So has a lot of advantages, and it's one that everybody should adopt. You don't need to still be or practice that traditional that when you do that, so why not? It makes life a little easier, flexible, and you can achieve so much more.
All you've just said is true. It makes life very easy. That's right. And I must say that edtech is no longer optional. It's becoming essential. Honestly, whether you are teaching online, whether you are not teaching online, you are in the physical classroom, the ability to integrate technology effectively is not a major advantage, I must tell you. So this is not just for online teachers, it's for everybody. And so if you're
Yeah,
listening to
learning
us
is for
right now,
everybody.
and if you're listening to us right now, you just need to take this thing seriously. I must tell you, you just need to take technology seriously, because the time will come when you wouldn't know what to do. Time will come when you wouldn't know what to do if you're not leveraging the technology at the moment. If you're not using, if you're not integrating technology in your teachings, time will come when they will push you out from where you are and someone will take your place. uh, it's okay. All right. Thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing that with us. Over to you, Miss Anne. You can continue.
Sure. The truth is, the world is evolving. Should we, because if you're not doing anything, learning never stops. So if you're not advancing yourself, then definitely you're gonna be left out, and you're gonna be kicked out. I'm told now at even the industries, when you do application, you're being asked, do you have any AI knowledge? So it's becoming a mandatory. So we just have to evolve. Before I go to my next question, I remember the first time I heard about instructional design. I had prepared for a program that I was starting, and I remember reaching out to my host, Nina, and she was the one who even told me about instructional design. From my own perspective, I thought it as something that is very difficult, something that is very complicated, honestly. And I know it's not just me. Many teachers feel like transitioning, or if they want to progress from being a teacher to an instructional design, is challenging, is difficult. What is your perspective on that? Is that so, or is just a myth that we're having in our minds?
Well, I think transitioning into any field at all, it's not just ID. Transitioning into any field at all can be tough, and I think it's relative. It can be tough for
Mm,
A and might not be tough for B. So um, it's you trying to start out something that you probably didn't know anything about before. So I think it's normal to find it a little challenging, right? So it is just left for you to give yourself more grace, be more patient with yourself. Okay, this is something new. I need to give myself time. I need to ensure that I keep learning, and you monitor, measure the progress. So you have to be resilient as well. You have to, like I said, passion is not enough. You add grit to it. You
sure.
have to be resilient. For times where you feel like, oh, it's difficult. So I think it's just for the meantime, and you need to have that growth mindset. You don't say, oh, I think I'm not good enough. No, you should think of, okay, what do I need to do better? What do I need to change? Do I need to change, oh, maybe my learning style, or how I'm working? So just give yourself that patience and have that growth mindset, and be resilient, and continue to learn. Nobody started out as an expert. You just keep learning and then growing. So I think it's normal to find it challenging at the beginning, but ensure that you give yourself more grace, you're patient, and you have that growth mindset. You don't think negatively, oh, this is hard. Rather, I feel like, oh, okay, how can I make it simple? How can I make it easy for me? So if other people that you admire do it, why not you can do it as well? So it's not just ideal, it's normal to have that um see it challenging at the beginning when you're trying to transition into any field job.
You're really hitting the nail on the head, like passion. Passion is not everything. You need
Passion is
to
not
put
enough. You
in
need
the
to add grit. You want something, you want something. The fact that you want something is not enough. You need to show that you want something by ensuring that, okay, even when it hits you hard, you will not give up. You have your eyes on the prize, So passion is not enough. Add grit to it.
Thank you so much. Deborah is asking, how can someone start then? Though it's relating to what Ruth John had asked, but you can just shed a bit more light on that. How can someone start? I
Sorry.
think you mean starting the
Okay,
instructional
how
design
can someone
journey,
start?
yes? Mm.
Oh, how can someone start? Okay, like I said, you need to have the basic knowledge as a foundation. You can enroll for a course on ID, right? You have institutions offering instructional design program. I mean, there are many of them. You can decide to take an online course to get the basic knowledge on instructional design. But I always advise that you have somebody who can hold your hands as well, because that way you're also able to get mentorship from there rather than just relying on just an online course. You want somebody that can guide you. Um, Maybe when you're doing something or you're practicing, you need to have someone that will tell you, oh, this is what you should do differently, this is what you should adjust. I may be speaking for myself, but I enjoy when I'm being trained by somebody, or I have somebody that I can go back to say, oh, this I have done. What do you think about it? Rather than just depending on maybe a YouTube video or a course whereby it's just me. I love to have someone to fall to or someone to reach out to. So it's best that um you can enroll for a course for a start, maybe on this learning platforms, but it would be nice to ensure that you enroll in an institution as well, where you have your facilitators or you have the instructors that you can always ask questions, they can guide you, they can mentor you even when you start out. So you start with the basics.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. And I really love
Yeah.
mentioning this, that the other way to success, or the shortcut to success, is having a mentor, someone who has been there, someone who knows it all. And I hope, Deborah,
Trust me.
Adele, you're content with the feedback. And I'll just refer you to our guest here. You need a mentor, you need one, don't go far. Here we have one, okay? Yes. After now having the skills, after having the knowledge, the biggest challenge is getting work, getting to to put skills into practice. And this has become the major problem, and many people think that getting a job after doing instructional design is very, very hectic. In your own, what would you say about this?
Funny how I saw this question coming. It's something we talk about, or people talk about getting a job. And there's something I would love to say. People experience life differently.
Sure.
People experience life differently. You have two instructional designers and they have different experience in the industry. So I know someone, or I have a friend, I think it was even during the panel session, that said, if he wants to get a new job, it will take him up to a week to get a job. Yeah, that's someone who is confident. He said it with so
Oh,
much
wow.
confidence. And there's some people who it take them weeks, it will take them months, it take them even years to get a new job or to get a job at all. So people experience life differently, right? So it might be challenging, it might be difficult, but it's not impossible. That's one thing you should know first. It's not impossible to get a job. It might be difficult, but it's not impossible. You can get a job, right?
Thank you.
So it is just for you to adopt different strategies that will make it easy for you to get a job. People say, oh, there are no jobs out there, but trust me, there are some people that they are begging to leave their job today to come to their organization. And it's the same life, oh, the same degree they have, oh, So people experience
Sure.
life differently. And want us to have that at the back of our minds, right? So,
Mm,
like I said, you just need to adopt strategies that will make it easy for you. Strategies like ensuring that you have a solid portfolio. It's a different thing to
mm,
say that you can do something, and it's a different thing to be able to do it. It's not about having it in your CV. It's not about getting the certification. It's about showing that you can actually do it, right? And being able to do it. So when you're trying to get a job, remember you are competing for a role that thousands of people or hundreds of other people are also competing for. They want that same role. So hiring managers are looking for the best out of the best. So you want to ensure that you are solid, you have that skill, right? So it's not just about trying to get the job. Can you actually do it? And can you show that you can do this? Right. So you want to have a very solid portfolio. Remembering that you are applying alongside many others, right? So having a solid portfolio is really great and very important. And also you want to network, leveraging relationships. When I was talking about starting out, it was through my boss, my very first boss, I got the opportunity to be sponsored, right? It was through my boss.
mm,
That's in relationship. That's an example. There are people who get their jobs through recommendation, right? People just recommend them for the job, and then they got it. So networking, and I was talking about preparation, and Annie also talked about preparation, right? So you don't want
mm.
to wait till you need people. I know that you
Yeah.
already have these people that can speak your name or that can mention your name in the room where they're talking about opportunities, or in the room where they're talking about our people. That my boss then, it was just a phone call with his friend, right? I wasn't
Yeah.
even in the room. He called me to the office to tell me all of that, right? So you want to leverage relationships as well. You want to network with people, right? It can be through LinkedIn. You've seen it several times. People will reach out to you and say, "Oh, my name is Aderonke. I have this. It would be nice if you can work together. If you give this like that." It might not be at that point, but when such skill is needed, they'll remember you, right? They'll remember your name. So you want to network, and you also want to put yourself out there. Show what you can do, right? There are some people that when you think of a particular career, their name comes to
Mm,
mind, their name comes to your head because they
exactly.
put themselves out there already, right? So, and like I said,
Mm,
it's not just about saying you can do it, you also want to prove that you can do it. They've also probably proved that they can do all of this as well. And also, you want to ensure that you see challenges as part of life, you see rejections as part of life. It's part of those things you experience in the job market. So, when you get a no, two no's, three no's, you're not feeling like, oh, this is not for me. Oh, I don't think I can get this job. Oh, I don't think I can get a job in instructional design. But you see that's okay, what am I doing that is making hiring managers not contact me, that is making hiring managers not invite me for an interview? What can I do differently? Right? What can I do? Rather than say, oh, I don't think I'm good enough. That's having that growth mindset, seeing challenges or rejections as part of life. I think it was on Twitter. I saw a guy celebrating his 20th no. He was celebrating. Oh, I'm thrilled to announce that I've gotten my 20th
I'm sure he must
something
be
like
from
that. It
Nigeria.
was, yeah, it was funny, but at that point, I was having a second thought that, oh, this person is even joking with something that should probably make him feel bad. But you see people like that who are very resilient. They don't give up. They want to continue to push. So having a growth mindset is very important as well. Seeing rejections and challenges as part of life, and not thinking the negative that, oh, you're not sure you're good enough, or you're not sure you can get a job, but rather re-strategize. How can you work better? How can you better position yourself? Do I need to learn more? Do I need to do better? And if you're just starting out, you can focus on entry level roles as well, right? You can you can apply for internship, because most times it's easier for you to climb the ladder through internship when you become an intern in a particular organization and you deliver well. They'll definitely want to retain you, or at least you're able to gain experience in that field that will prepare you for the next journey, right? So I think these three things will help you: relationship, leverage relationship, have people in your corner. It's not until it's time for an interview You now say, oh, who will help me with this interview? Let me even tell you something. There's a time I wanted to go for an interview. I simply just even reached out to somebody on LinkedIn that, oh, I want to go for this interview. I think I have never applied for such a role before. So the person is already in that field, so I needed to understand how things work. And then he told me one or two things. I went for the interview and I skilled it. So we want to have gather enough information too about whatever you are applying for, whatever organization you're applying to as well. So going prepared too is very important. Having at the back of your mind that you are applying with many others as well who are probably even maybe better than you or probably on the same level, and it's just through grace or God just touches the mind of the hiring manager. So I'll just leave us with the fact that it can be challenging, but it's not impossible. You can get a job in whatever field. You just need to position yourself well, leverage relationships, and that's networking, right? Have a solid portfolio that you can prove that can prove your capabilities and show that this is what you can do. These days, the CV is not enough. Your certificate is not enough. I mean, they want to see what you can actually do. So we ensure that you you've trained yourself to be very good in that particular skill, and you can prove it as well. And then you just have that growth mindset, even when it's challenging, when it's quite difficult, or when you're getting a rejection. You don't see it as the end of the world, but you see it as um, an opportunity to re-strategize and get better. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And one thing I'm taking is that there is no one way to eat. You just have to have all this with you, from leveraging yourself to networking. And also this topic that you have just covered in less than a minute about branding, putting your position where even if you're not in that room, your name is being mentioned, and there is nothing as beautiful as being recommended. It just isn't things already, because trust has already been built on your behalf. Yeah. So because of time, I'll not dwell so much there, and I will take it over to my host, Nana.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I think I got something here. See challenges as part of life.
Sure.
I also got the fact that you mentioned leveraging, you know, people around you, network to having a solid portfolio. And I think I will take one of this, which is networking and the connections that we build. I remember when I was done, we weren't actually done with our training when I got an internship. And it was from someone I mean, someone we were same group in school in car. She had shared something on the group, and that was how I, keyed into it and got my own internship. And from internship, the man also reached out to say, "Oh, I would like you to do something." That's after the internship. He said, "I would like you to do something with us more," and that was just it. So when you say the word "it's possible," I believe you that it is possible. And I'm also saying that to anyone listening to us right now, that it is
Yeah.
possible. Don't ever think that there is an impossibility to whatever. It is possible for you to go through the training and get a job instantly. Now, because we are running out of time, I could just ask the last question so we could
Yeah, Nana, you're
ask.
breaking.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now? Is it better? It could be network.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's
Hello, can you? All right, thank you very much. Okay, this is where we will have to draw the curtain, but then we'll ask the final question. For a young girl, I know I'm using a young girl now because, yes, the girls are doing well in technology. For a young girl who feels confused and unsure about choosing instructional design as a career path, what advice would you give her right now, a girl that is listening to us, what advice can you give her right now?
So I think I'll be standing in for the guys by not responding by saying, so to a young girl, I say, so to a young individual, yeah, right?
Yeah, thank
So
you.
in and I saying the girls are doing well in technology, everybody doing well in technology, both the boys and
The
the
girls
girls,
are doing well
yes,
in
right? Yeah.
technology.
So don't
I'm
mind
not
me.
gender biased.
All right. So a young person that is not sure about instructional design, is that what you said? Is that the question? Hello? Is that the question?
Not
Yes,
gender
that's
biased.
the question. That's the question.
Oh, okay. All right, great. So a young person that is not sure,
Yes, that's
I'm echoing, please.
Nana, please check. There is a lot of echo.
Okay, so to a young person that is not sure about instructional design, it means you're probably considering instructional design, but just need more motivation or encouragement or reasons to begin your journey in instructional design. So I'll say instructional design is a very interesting profession or field. It's in demand, it's in high demand. Every organization needs people who can design amazing learning experiences because learning is for everybody now. It's not even now, it's for everybody, it's not for a particular industry. So it's in high demand, right? And there are endless possibilities because you can work in any industry, healthcare, energy, corporate training, education, that's educational institutions, what have you. So there are endless opportunities. And the fact that you'll be impacting the lives of others, you're trying to help other people grow, you're trying to help other people become who they want to be as well by transferring knowledge, designing amazing learning. Design is a very interesting field and the possibilities are yeah limitless. I mean, it just goes on and on and on, and impact is one of the greatest things you can probably do in life, impacting the lives of others, right? It's great. So if you're helping people grow, so why not? And ignore what people are saying that, oh, there are no jobs as an instructional and there are jobs because I mean you can work in any opportunity yourself, help yourself, grow, help yourself get better. So um you get there, trust me. It's one field I recommend. I started off as an instructional designer. I mean, I started my journey as an instructional designer, and it's been great so far. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
That's
Yeah.
such a wonderful
Sorry, I
advice
want to
to
say
give
something.
now.
I said it's. Sorry, I want. Okay. Yeah. So, I just want to add to the statement I made where I said my journey and it's been great so far. So to just be um more open, I would say that not like, oh, it's always smooth. There are days of hard work. It's been years of hard work, resilience, continuously. You start your journey as an
Okay. Um,
Sorry, did you get me? Okay.
yes, we did. That was such a great advice. I'm sure someone listening right now really needed to hear that, and it's such a good reminder that clarity comes with time. So resilience all the way. If you don't know this, you just have to, and it's okay to explore. It's okay for one to learn and then to grow into that path. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Ma, joining us. And it's at this point that we end the show. And I want to say to our audience in this podcast actually, and we want you to also join us for episode 8. It was an amazing section with Miss Aderonke today, and I'm hoping that when next I reach out to her, she will gladly come. All right, thank you very much, everyone, and it's time to go and see you on the next episode. Bye.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so
And
much, and
remember to
remember
follow
to
our
follow
guest
our
on
guest on
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Yes, and you want a mentor, you reach out to her. She's gonna mentor you.
It's okay.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much,
Thank you
much.
so much,
Annie,
Annie, and
Inena. Thank
Inena.
you to
Thank you
everyone
to
who was
everyone who
connected
was
as well. It
connected
was
as well. It
nice
was nice
conversing with
conversing
you both.
with you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye. All right.